Hey everybody, obviously having a clean house, a clean environment will help everyone that's working there, that's living there, that's trying to make it on this little planet. Stay tuned, we've got some extra. Welcome back everyone to Your Little Castle Show. Boy, if you didn't watch that first half hour with Scott and Cody, you may not know how to clean your house near as well as you should. And when you get into it, there are just some, unless you're an expert, you're never going to know the expert trade secrets that these gentlemen know. But with that, I like to talk a little bit about small business owners and the fact that so many small business owners out here they're the ones really taking the risk, taking the gamble. But what is it you think you get to do as a small business owner that really separates you from some of the big guys? And we know some of that, we're not going to name names, but obviously as a small guy, you get to help more directly. And if there's a particular issue, dealing with your customers more personally, what do you like most about being a small business owner?
Well, I again, relationship building and giving confidence to the customer that they're talking to the owner of the company. And so I'm going to place myself either in a phone call, or through messaging, or 99% of the time in their home before the work's even done. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the estimates. I'm going to be talking to the customer. I'm going to be front facing. If there's any issues, if they don't like the way a certain thing was done, or they had questions about how the process or what have you, they can reach out to me personally. And again, that's just something that larger companies, they don't have that capability. The president, the CEO,
right.
the general manager can't always field those phone calls. And so while I hope to grow the business, I always want to be known as a small business and always want to keep that mentality. If we get 50 trucks in a road, I'm going to keep the small business mentality going, because that gives customers that confidence. And it goes back to, again, like we were talking earlier about community too. And so I want to be active in the community, and I think being a small business really allows you to kind of grow some roots and kind of really just create those relationships that matter.
Yeah, Cody, does that make you feel good to have somebody so focused on the community?
Oh yeah,
that you're partnered with?
It's same with us, is that we like to get involved with what we can, and a lot of people that do work with us, do a lot of local things. So yeah, I mean, it's great to know that the extension is there also. Like I said in the beginning of the video, is that Scott shares a ton of our morals and what we try to present as a company, and one of them is being involved, and that's awesome.
Yeah, well, that's key to the success of any business. If you're not going to have in place the values that are going to make for a successful business, if you're trying to take advantage of anybody, business does not last. It's not going to make it last for the long term, and none of us are looking for that. I'll go back to a question you talked about, and I know in the space itself there's not, but for your space there are a lot of certifications for developing products.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the product certifications that you've had to get.
Yeah, so specifically to when you're in creation for your own cleaner itself, a lot of the big name companies that you're going to see, Clorox, Lysol, all them, they are a huge company. We are not. So we have a lot of say in what we can do, and we're able to acquire certain certifications. And one of them, for it to be sold safely, legally across the world, essentially, is there's a TRSCA certification, which what that is in conjunction with the other safety boards around the world, they maintain that this is created, it's used the proper SDS sheet, so on and so forth, and makes it essentially perfect for resale at that point. Other things that we have here is that we're in the process right now of a specific certification that helps a lot of people. It's just an NSF certification. What that is it's going to say, hey, this cleaner is what it say it is. It is exactly performs the way it says it is, and we know that because bigger companies purchase it from us. And that's in the works right now. Also, our product does contain EPA Safer Choice ingredients. So that is one thing that we can say, that it contains those types of ingredients, and that is something that's in your house that not a lot of other people can say.
Okay, yeah, these are important things for most people. They don't realize. They just buy something they start spraying it around the house, and all of a sudden they're going, man, I don't feel so good, or I've got a headache, or whatever it might be, and you got to make sure that you've gone through the right process.
Absolutely.
And so that's something that something our government here does stipulate, so that you can have. I don't know if it's FDA or whatever it is, but the agencies to make sure.
Yeah, EPA is a stickler for sure.
EPA, okay.
Yeah, the FDA too is in specific situations, but yeah, like this cleaner specifically, and what Scott's doing with it is this is. It's food safe, essentially. Food grade's a little different. That's it can be used inside of food. We don't really want to eat it, but
Right.
We can use it around food for sure. You had chicken all over the place, and you don't want salmonella. Yeah, you're going to spray it, and you're going to clean it, and it's going to get rid of it. That's part of what this is, and that's why we created it.
Well, yeah, back to doing what we have to do to be the best, and continue to improve and make a product that people really want to be safe, putting in their home, to use it to clean their little castle. Tell me though, what's the biggest mistake that the average? I'll start off with you on this one, Cody. What's the biggest mistake that people make when they're cleaning their home, or they're hiring somebody to clean their home?
Well, I think a misconception is that when they come in and they like lots of different steam cleaning and this, they just think the steam is going to kill the bacteria alone, and it's not. You're going to have to use it in conjunction with something that's actually going to work. And I think it's the other stuff like Scott's doing is like there's other parts of the house that just get missed. And you may do the carpet, that's great, but you forgot every bit about the ceiling. If you're a smoker, you forgot all the nicotine that gets on top of the fan. You forget all of these things that you just kind of forget. And that's where Scott steps in and kind of makes it happen. You know, he does the whole house, so it's a big deal.
Okay, well, Scott, he's putting a little on you there. What's it like making sure that people don't make a mistake? What mistake do you see that they make when you're in there? You're making sure, hey man, you're missing this, or cutting corners. What are the mistakes people make?
Cutting corners is a good way to say it. And I think that whether they're, you want to hire a company with a good reputation, someone that has experience and knowledge in what they're doing. But I think a common mistake that I've witnessed in all my years of experience is that people wait too long to clean something, okay? It's kind of like, if your car's due for an oil change at 5,000 miles, you're hurting the engine if you wait 10,000 miles for the oil change, right? So it goes the same for your carpet,
Great
your
point.
gutters, your siding, and so forth, even your driveway, okay? So the longer you wait to clean, the longer you wait to maintain, the worse things are going to get. And then that just, again, as we discussed earlier, that's going to add more expenses into it. So I think timing is such a key thing. And one of the things that we're working on that we're going to be introducing here in the very near future is going to be like an annual plan. Okay, that's gonna. I'm gonna have different packages, but it's gonna be an annual plan to where we're gonna be in your home, most likely once a month or every 2 months, and we're gonna take care of X, Y, and Z for you, whether it's your carpet, your tile, your upholstery, your windows, gutters, siding, and so forth. So all the services we offer, and then we're gonna, also with our handyman service, we're gonna have a checklist, so that way, no one can make the mistake of not being on top of the small things in their home. Okay, the small stuff that needs to be maintained, needs to be taken care of. Just rely on Carpet Guy Home Services to do that for you, and it's going to be a lot easier for our consumers.
Preventive maintenance, for sure.
Yeah.
That is the thing that people do forget, is that your house is like your car. You gotta do it.
I like what you say there, but how often do we have somebody who doesn't get their oil changed till 10,000 miles, and they go, I don't know, my engine just started smoking, I'm not sure what happened here. Similar thing. What are some of the big, this is kind of off the script here, but what are some of the things that people put at risk when they don't clean? Is it getting disease and other things, and just causing things to, it could mold, all these things cause big problems. Tell me.
Look at your siding, okay? If you don't clean your siding, it's going to, my siding's white. And if I don't get it cleaned every couple of years, it's going to start showing, and then the mold sets in and so forth. And so your gutters, if you don't maintain your gutter system and your gutters are clogged, you're going to see that water spilling over, and it's going to start clogging up, and then it gets into the siding and so forth. So carpet cleaning, interior of your home is where your health's at. Okay, so if you're not maintaining your carpet, the allergens, if you have pets and there's pet, stains and odors, A lot of pet owners, you can walk into a home and I can see, I got that trained nose, that trained eye, right? And I can see there's pet stains, that maybe the cat or the dog urinated in the carpet in one or more spots. And so often, the customer, oh, my dog doesn't do that. And it's like, well, he does,
He's doing it. You just
so when you don't see those things as a homeowner, but yet you're living in that environment, it's not healthy. So just good maintenance in the home, but especially your interior is key.
Well said, and those are important things that obviously most people, you would think everybody would want to take care of their house to keep it clean, but we don't always see that, and then you get stuff serious, mold and those types of things, and you get much bigger problems. Residential, commercial, do you do a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Almost all give me a breakdown of what you like about each one of those.
Again, residential, you walk in the home, you get to make friends, and so that's invaluable. On the commercial side of things, it's consistent work. We've done several churches, my church in general, and as well as Subway and some other locations, and so we're building our commercial business slowly, but residential is where we're going to really keep our focus on. Because of the multitude of services we offer, residential is really what we want to maintain our focus. But anyone in the commercial industry that needs our services, we're more than ready and more than prepared to take care of it.
Well, you got to be happy with that, Cody. You're hearing a lot of great response. He likes to make friends with people that they're his customers.
Absolutely, yeah.
Feel good for you.
Oh yeah, that's great. And like Scott said, when you go make friends with certain people specifically, and they share similarities and so on and so forth, it just opens all the doors to basically taking that exact experience they had and giving it to people that have never had that experience. And it's really cool to see all that kind of play out that way.
Well said again. And we want to make sure that we do have good quality services we're providing in our community, and those are the people we want to highlight here on the Your Little Castle Show. Tell me what you like most about the St. Louis market and what you have learned from the people you get to work with here.
Well, I've learned what high school they go to. But the St. Louis market, it's a really big small town.
Right.
And so, again, going back to our Google reviews, those individuals, those 5.0s are also sending us referrals. And because it's such a tight-knit community. I was grew up in South City. My family moved out to Las Vegas, and I spent a few years outside of Las Vegas and over on the island of Guam, and I ran a business there, and I realized the community in Las Vegas, great town, great city, but you don't have that community feel. And so when I moved to Guam, I was like, man, it reminds me of St. Louis, but just there's oceans and beaches here. But when I moved back to St. Louis, you really get the sense of the community, that it's a big, like I said, it's a big small town. And so, and plus, we get the Cardinals and Blues here, so.
That's true. And sports is such an important part of our community as well. We make a lot of connections through our sports connections too. Tell me though a time when you really had an issue where you had to go out of your way to help a client, and something where you were like, wow, these people kind of got left out on a limb, maybe a previous cleaner, without naming names of course, didn't do the job, and you had to go and really help somebody, or you could see somebody who's in a bad situation.
Yeah, so I mentioned the home we did just recently for a lovely lady, and she had a heater bust in her home, and it threw soot all around the house. I'm talking, this is a really unhealthy environment. It didn't need a restoration company. This wasn't a restoration job. I don't do restoration work. Maybe down the road we'll get into that. But this was just a simple, let's clean this home for this lady. She was getting quotes and estimates that were just ungodly, something she couldn't afford. So if she didn't reach out to us, she was going to be in a position where she's living in this home with this really unhealthy environment for God knows how long, because she didn't have the money to go out and pay the prices that she was being quoted. So I walked into the home, did some research, made sure it was within our purview of doing the work, made sure I could do it properly, reached out to Cody about 00 and said, hey Cody, is this going to do the trick for me? Is this going to take care of her house? And talked to a couple other people just to make sure that everything we were doing was going to be exactly what she needed. So again, it was affordability for her, but it was also timing. Like, she had been living in this for over a few weeks now. And so we got into the house right away. She had to get her dog into a kennel and so forth. And so we helped her with so many different areas along those ways, just to kind of make her living situation better. And I think that's that kind of success story right there. That success story makes me feel happy. We went out of our way for her, and did a job very prompt and very quick, and took 2 days to finish it, but we got it done, and she's happy.
Wow, well said there, everybody. And those are the kinds of leaders, again, we're looking to highlight on our show. With that, we've got some more community involvement here. We're going to go out and check out some fun stuff we got to partake, and we'll be back here in just a minute. We got about another 14 minutes of knowledge we're going to try to pull out of these guys' brains, because they are sharing with us important stuff about making sure you have a clean home. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here, another leader in our community, Paul Carlo. Paul, you've been working with boxing therapy now for a long time. Tell me what you do up there at Boxing Therapy, located right here in St. Charles.
It's in Frenchtown. We work with kids with autism, mentally disabled kids, kids trying to come off the street, court ordered. Just put them through a little workout, build them confidence, encourage them. We have sessions where, mentors, we can mentor them and just work with kids that need help.
Well, I worked with Dr. Jose. I got to meet him through you.
Dr. Jones.
And Dr. Jose Jones.
Yeah.
And he said, he had a great little conversation with me. They really get to help these kids who, and every kid can get to some point pretty quickly where they were in trouble or they've had some issue. I mean, God knows my mom and dad kept me out of trouble a little bit. But easy for kids to get, but he helps those kids to get back in and learn the skills and stay out of trouble.
Oh, exactly. I mean, there are a lot of kids think they're hard, they have hardship lives and stuff, and some of the inner city kids and don't have a lot of figures, father figures or male figures at all, and they come down there and we just help them any way we can, just give them the best advice we can and do what we can.
Well, it gives them something really cool to look up to. Paul is a continental middleweight champion, by the way, number one boxer in the continent, and helping kids learn some skills for life. Stay tuned for more, everybody. The
Thank you.
Castle Show. Giddy up.
Thanks.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you, and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So there we are, everybody. And like I said, so much cool involvement we get to have in the community. We were talking about my friend, the Towel Man, that apparently Scott has some connection with. And you see, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, you saw?
Yeah, I was able to see that several years back now.
Yeah, that's cool. Lots of us are trying to impact the community and help spread the word about being positive and helping other people and doing good stuff. Tell me, though, what's a big challenge you've overcome as a business owner? That could be an easy one. There's lots of challenges when you run your own business.
I mean, they're daily.
Right.
I'll be honest, like kind of getting started. You're pretty good with technology. Your setup here is amazing, right? And I used to, in my former industry, I was always for years the go-to guy. Hey, my computer's not working. This isn't working, and I'd go fix it. And you start learning more about computers and about technology and so forth, and then you go and open your own small business. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I got to get this app to do this. I got to have this verification to do this. And, you're trying to get websites built and social media pages and business pages and all these various things. And it can get overwhelming. And I'll be honest, the guy several years back that everyone went to for help, now I'm looking for the younger guy to go to for help.
Right.
And so that's really the challenge right there. And that's why I don't have any hair anymore, because I had hair like a lion 2 years ago. But yeah, so that's been the biggest challenge. Is just kind of trying to keep up with the technology and as you're probably very much aware, it changes rapidly and it seems like almost daily it's changing. So just when I think I figure something out, it's like just calling someone else for help. So, but we're getting there. I think we have a good web page and a good social media presence, and so we're getting there. But
and that's why we wanted to put you on here to talk about it, because you're obviously a leader doing good things and making an impact, and partnered up with a great company too. Cody, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Tell us the media we talked about briefly there. We got our little book here, but yours truly wrote the foreword for this book called "Magnetize Your Media." But how has technology with regard to social media and the way you have to always be on top of your game with social media websites? You've kind of, I was talking to Scott a little bit, what website you got? He says, well, I've got a few sites that are going out there. And that's good, because now you can drive more content to people. But how has that changed things with regard? You've been doing it for a long time, where this wasn't a thing 10 years, 15 years ago, near as much as it is now.
Yeah. So, this social media, we'll kind of touch on that for a second, because it's all part of media technology and so forth, and kind of really getting that presence out there, letting people know who you are, and being active on your social media. That's really it's really helped a lot, because people they want before they're choosing your business, they want to see that you have a website, they want to see that you have a social media presence, and they get to learn more about you. So whereas 10 to 15 years ago, you had to advertise. I was talking to a friend who owns a tree service just the other day, and he's had his business for I don't know how many years, but probably I think it's in the decades. Okay, and we were joking about yellow pages.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you wanted to find a carpet cleaner or a gutter cleaner or whatever, you went to the yellow pages, and then there was newspaper ads.
Right.
And so now trying to advertise and trying to find the right medium to advertise on is really challenging. And we've kind of done some different. I keep changing things and kind of seeing what's work, and kind of we're on radio right now. I'm doing a huge digital media campaign with Odyssey Radio, and so. But again, you gotta kind of always look for the next great thing, but it's not like the old days when you had only a few things to choose from and they all worked.
Yeah, well, these days it's got to be a little more complex. But we know that the one thing that really helps people is just sit in front of somebody, explain who they are, not in a 3-minute clip, not in a 10-second clip, not in a snap, not in a text, not in an email, but where you can actually sit down and actually have a conversation with somebody and learn about what they do and why they do this. Scott, how has this all changed for you, and what have you seen? I'm sorry, Scott, I'm looking at Cody. Cody, I was asking you, how has this all changed? You see the world has evolved with this as well.
Yeah, I mean, on our end is that because of the style cleaner we are and that we can produce, that's a big deal now. And there's so many different Facebook, Instagram, TikTok things that all show up as about the eco-friendly this and what's safe in my home. And that's probably been past, well, ever since COVID, that's been the biggest push is safety. And yeah, I mean, that is absolutely tough is pushing all that out there for everyone to see. Yeah, I mean, social media is definitely a bear to get around, but yeah.
Well, we all have to deal with it. It seems like it's the way the world has gone. But tell me, what is, without naming names again, what are some of the mistakes other companies make, Scott, that you've seen when they go in to do a job, and you say things that other people should be aware of, but they don't take note of?
Just lack of quality service, lack of quality work. That's the biggest mistake, because if you're going into someone's home and they've invited you to their house, you're in their home, it's our responsibility to do a good job. And you can leave price out of it. If you're not going to do a quality job, no matter how much you charge, how little or how much, if you're not going to go do a good job, it's just going to kill your business. It's going to kill your reputation, and it's also going to leave our industry in the bad taste of someone. Okay, for years, car salesmen, right? They have a bad reputation because there might be 1 out of 50 car salesmen that are shady.
Right.
Maybe, right?
Really, yeah.
But all car salesmen get looped into that. So
Right.
carpet cleaners kind of have, I think we need to stick together and everyone just go and do a good job and make sure that our service is top notch, top quality. So we help all of our industry, not just one company.
Well, I can imagine there's a little bit of that space where it's kind of chuck in a truck. You get a vacuum cleaner, and now you're a cleaning guy, right? So you can go up and
Yeah, right.
make sure. Well, tell me the process of what does somebody do if they want to hire you?
Okay, so we have our website, stlhomeclean.com. We're on social media. You can hear us on the radio. So that's the first step. You gotta know where to find us, and we're out there. We're visible. So you're gonna contact us. We're gonna get you scheduled. And oftentimes they have 3 vehicles on the road now. So in often cases we can get you the same day if you need be. If there's an emergency, we're going to find a way to make it work for you. Okay. So as far as phone number 314-314-5658, online at stlhomeclean.com. Once we get to your home, we're going to obviously introduce ourselves. I bring a pamphlet along that explains what Double O does here, and how it can benefit their home. And so then we're going to kind of go over, assess the situation, find out what it is we're doing on a job, whether it's interior or exterior work, and then make recommendations on anything else that kind of stands out to us, and then just set up plans for the future for a long-term relationship with our customer.
So tell me, where is this wonderful product made? It's got some roots here. They're for our fundamentals for our local community here too.
Yeah, it's made here in America, produced, packaged, and delivered here in USA.
Well, that's cool. What's that make you feel like to have a product kind of locally made here, Scott, that you're using?
Well, Carter, so other than the obvious reasons why I used the product, it was great that simply being it's made in the USA, and the red, white, and blue of my logo is not there by accident. Okay, my father served in the military, my brother served in the military, and I love this country, and so being made in the USA is something that I'm all about, and obviously Cody is, and his company as well. So I feel just privileged that I get to work with such a great cleaning solution, a great partner in Cody, but also something that's made in the United States.
Well, yeah, that's the key to have a product that we all have worked and developed and run here, right out of a community, real close to where we're at, actually. So that's again must make you feel good about doing that. What do you do to help serve the community and other things you're involved with in our community?
Sure. So I'm kind of getting back to the the military aspect of my family. I work a lot with the veterans, and we provide discounts for veterans as well as government employees, educators, first responders. I think it's really big to take care of those that take care of us, and so we want to give back in those regards. We're going to be doing some work with the different veterans organizations, trying to do some fundraisers down the road. We just participated just recently last year in the Smoking for Veterans barbecue competition, and that was a lot of fun. And we were able to set up our booth out there and actually took first place in chicken wings, if you don't mind me saying. But
Right.
but that was a lot of fun. And so we really want to do a lot with the veterans, and we're working with AMVETS right now to try and provide services to members there as well as abroad. So.
Well, it's cool to see you're being so involved in the community. There you have it, everybody. More experts in our community sharing their trade secrets. Stay tuned for more.